This is Russia, the largest country in the world. This is its European neighbor, which Russia considers the biggest threat to its security. There are several reasons why Russia is very afraid of its Western European neighbors, especially since the western region of Russia is a plains region and there are no natural barriers to repel any foreign aggression from the Western Front. Russia was able to secure its Western Front through its control over Eastern Europe after World War II, when all Eastern European countries came under the rule of the Soviet Union. But after the collapse of the Soviet Union, Russia lost its influence in all of Eastern Europe and maintained only close relations with Serbia and Belarus. These two countries, Serbia and Belarus, share several historical, cultural, religious, and even ethnic relations with the Russians, so Russia considers them more than brothers countries and never feels threatened by these countries. But the greatest threat to Russia is its arch-enemy, represented by NATO, which is led by the United States and Western Europe, which has expanded to the point that it includes several Eastern European countries on the Russian borders, which were previously under Russia's influence. This made Russia feel that it was besieged by the West and that its security was under threat, and that Europe was planning to divide and dismantle its lands. At that time, the Russian government, led by Putin, thought of planning an idea that would change the course of events. For the first time in its modern history, Russia prepared for a major military attack targeting its southern neighbor, Georgia, which now wanted to join NATO. It succeeded in separating two regions from Georgia, namely Abkhazia and South Ossetia, and was thus able to close all doors to annex Georgia. For NATO, then NATO thought about taking revenge on the Russians in another region that is more important to them, which is Ukraine, which has historical relations with Russia. They supported a popular revolution that overthrew a pro-Russian regime there, which Russia considered the greatest threat to it, so it seized the Crimean island from Ukraine, which includes the Russian naval fleet, which is what angered the Europeans more and more so that they supported Ukraine with weapons against Russia. So Russia launched a major military attack after 8 years, during which it took control of 4 states in eastern Ukraine, and the fighting is still continuing to this moment. Although the policy of lightning wars against its neighbors succeeded in slowing down the accession of these countries to NATO, but this did not prevent NATO from expanding again near the Russian border by the joining of Finland and Sweden last year. Therefore, the European front will remain the greatest danger to Russia, through the rapid approach of NATO and the Russian border, which will make Russia move towards escalatory options that may lead to a global conflict that threatens the entire world, not just Russia.